Good evening, guys, and happy Thursday to all of your sunshiny faces. So guys, as I told you guys in yesterday's vlog, I would not have a grocery haul for today because my dad had a thing. I guess it was more of a meeting. Well, they changed it. What they were originally supposed to be doing was supposed to be helping with the town festival that they were having, and so the football team was supposed to go, and they were supposed to be, break down the I don't know, stuff and put things up or something like that, but they didn't have enough work for them. So my dad was still gonna go and meet with the head football coach, and so he ended up doing that. So that was why the plans sort of changed, but then he still ended up going, so that's why we didn't end up going grocery shopping, but we will tomorrow. So I'll have that for you guys in tomorrow's vlog. However, guys, I do have to share with you because I am so surprised at how quickly these little things have started taking off already. All of these little plants that I have started growing from food scraps already. And I told you guys too that I've done this before, it was a couple of years ago with green onions. And so this, I've grown them before. This isn't super surprising, but I don't know if I realized how quickly this ended up happening the last time I grew them. And I've never done, I think I was telling you guys I did also, I did have 7 green onions that I'm regrowing, and then also a thing of romaine lettuce, and also the celery. So I'm, like I said, growing those from food scraps. Basically you just get them, leave them, the roots in water, or in the case of sort of the celery and the romaine, they don't really have roots sort of to start out with. They sort of need to develop those a little bit more, so that's why starting them in water is really good. My mom does this kind of stuff all the time, where she's randomly always growing little clippings of things. This is one, for example, that she has that is she's grown again, and you guys see that down there, those are roots. Yeah, this was just a clipping of a plant that she has started. And the same thing too, even with this guy, you guys can probably tell, this one doesn't really have any roots on it right now, but it will eventually sort of, actually those are 2 different plants, it will eventually sort of look like that. She has regrown tons of, like I said, random little plants and stuff like that. And so normally they're always from clippings, and then she winds up transplanting them into some other pot. We have a million potted plants and house plants, and yeah. So like I said, I we do this kind of stuff regularly, so I just wasn't I'm surprised at how quickly there's visible growth on it, because I showed you guys in yesterday's vlog. I was I'm just gonna chalk it up to sort of just being more of the outer part of the because onions, and even too celery and the romaine lettuce, it's layered. So I was just well, maybe it's just the outside layers are sort of dying down more, and it's just the inside layers look like they're coming up. The green onions are you guys have to see this. Like I said, I just did this a little over 24 hours ago, and what it looks like already is sort of mind-blowing to me, because like I said, I just didn't realize how quickly this was going to happen. And like I said, I've done this before, but again, normally when my mom's especially growing stuff too, it takes a long time, because it takes a while to root. There's not roots that are already established, so it takes it a while for it to finally start growing roots. But in the case of this, there's already roots. I just wasn't expecting it to start growing as quickly right now as it already has, so that's why I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. So you guys see these up here already, those little green things on the little tips of the onions there? Yeah, that's all new growth that is on there. You guys see those little tiny things that are on there? That is what has started already. And again, if you guys sort of looked, this one might actually be a dud. I've had that happen before, where it doesn't even really wind up sprouting anything. But this one is sort of what they all looked like yesterday when I cut them off, just sliced green onions. And you guys can see the outside is sort of dried out, and that's sort of when you actually cutting a regular onion, that's sort of how they are anyway. It's the outer side of the outside of the onion is dried. That's sort of how these are right now, and the inside have got a lot of growth to them. But like this one was the one that I noticed first yesterday, and like look at that already. And then on top of that too, like that is the celery already. Like it's got a little tiny little thing on the top of it that's gonna probably start to have leaves. And then this one too, which is hard to tell from the side, you have to look a little bit more from the top here. You guys can see like right in there, sort of more on the inside, like this is actually new like leaves that are started already on there. So like it's sort of more like around the edge of it. Like this is actually more like new growth, and that is too. And like this stuff sort of around the side like already. This one, like I said, I was actually surprised that it is growing as quickly also as it is, because I feel like this one really did not have any roots, like you guys can see in there. Obviously it's pretty not rooted, but oh my gosh guys, I didn't even notice this. Do you guys see that on the outside, like right here? That's also all new growth as well. So in like this one too, that little thing out there on the side, and like you guys can see that's poking up already. Yeah, this will be, like I said, this is a fun experiment to do too. You guys can see like the green onions obviously already have roots, so they're taking in that, you know, water and they're, you know, in the sunlight too. That's why I got them in the window. That's why they're doing pretty well. Like this too, I'm a little surprised because it really doesn't have any like established roots either. So that's why I'm surprised that it's also doing as well as it is already. Like I said, it is, you know, like really surprising to me. Like I was expecting it to be like several days, and again, oh, we probably won't get these planted in the garden like this year, be able to like reharvest them or whatever. And honestly, if you don't have a garden, you can just grow them. You just have to keep replacing the water pretty much, but you can grow them just on the windowsill and then just keep pretty much doing the same thing. You just snip them and they'll keep coming back. So it's like an endless supply of green onions. Or, you know, again, I don't really know how the celery or the romaine lettuce will work, but I'm assuming that it's pretty much the same thing. Just once it gets mature enough, you can just cut it from the inside and then it'll just start regrowing again. So anyways, like I said, I've done that with the green onions, and I've even too, like I was growing green onions on the windowsill for like a really long time, like over like sort of over the winter or something like that, and I was cutting them and like sort of using them when we needed them, and then they kept growing though, and I was like, why don't we just plant these in the garden? So like it was all over the whole like winter that I was sort of like doing that, but I'd like wind up trimming them off, you know, because like I just, you know, whenever we needed them, we just used the ones that were growing in the window. So like I said, I'm excited. Like this might only maybe take a week before they're pretty good to go and can maybe go back in the garden already, and then I can have most likely onions for like continuous supply of onions, because that was the same thing too that we have, was that we wind up getting like more onion like growth out of them from the ones that we ended up like when we planted it, it would keep coming back, and the seed, I think it was the bulbs, like they wind up splitting. I think, I don't entirely know, but I just know that we had it and it would just keep coming back, and we just keep trimming it and we keep getting more, and so like I said, it works out. But yeah, I'm surprised already guys. I probably won't bore you so much with like daily updates anymore, but I just like yesterday I was like, I'm not totally sure if that actually is growth on there or not, and today you can definitely tell that it is, which is pretty awesome. So anyways, yeah, that's a super fun experiment. Like you got something that you need to do with like the kids over the summer, like that's an easy one to do. I think, I don't remember if when I was babysitting we tried to do something sort of similar to this. I think I had plans maybe to do it, but I didn't end up doing it. But the little boy that I was babysitting for, he was like super into like science sort of stuff and things like that, and so I think this would have been a project that he really would have liked, in a little experiment. Like we did homemade ice cream, which I still have ice cream salt that I don't know what to do with, guys. Like I'm not gonna stand there like, you know, we like took the, you know, you take the salt and you wind up taking like the cream, then you put it in the bag, well not with the salt, but you guys know what I mean. But you have to stand there and like shake it for forever, and I'm not going to do, I mean, it was the best like ice cream I've ever had, but I'm not going to do that now. Like there's nobody to entertain it. It took between me, Jack, and like I said, the boy that we were babysitting for, like probably took us like a half an hour, and each of us had like 10 minutes, you know, shaking the bag before it was finally, you know, like done. And so it was good ice cream, but I wouldn't want to do it again. And we don't have like an ice cream like machine like the old like crank ones. My aunt used to have one, I think. Maybe they do have, I think, just like electric ones where I think you don't have to add the salt, but the old-fashioned ones, I think you still have to add the salt too. Like I said, I think that was the one my aunt had, but you still have to stand there and crank that thing for like forever. But that was one of the projects that we did. I guess that's where I got sidetracked with. But I still have the big box of ice cream salt, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. So I gotta get creative and figure something out. Like I said, maybe I feel really weird like buying an ice cream machine just to use up the last of the ice cream salt, because we didn't use a lot of it. But like I said, that's what else do you use with it, or you know, use it for, or anything like that. So yeah, anyways, thought I'd just share that with you guys. I went outside, we walked through the garden again. We didn't pick anything else today, but we were looking at everything and it all looks pretty good again. And I think it's supposed to rain super early in the morning or like super late at night, something like that. So I luckily, hopefully won't have to water anything. I did have to go through though and water all the hanging baskets because I think it just did mainly the baskets and some of the potted plants in the back. The smaller ones obviously dry out faster, so I needed to water some of those. But for the most part, a lot of the like bigger pots, and even too, I was surprised the window box in the front yard was still pretty, like it didn't need to be watered. So like I said, there was, you know, like I had to do that today, but I didn't have to water any other part of the garden or anything. So like I said, hopefully it rains tomorrow. I won't have to do that, but I will have a haul for you guys in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.